baby, and it was a phenomenal booyah from Indonesia, courtesy of our the squads who are struggling to get into the top 12. But even if they do break into the top 12 right after this, the story would not be over just yet, because down at the bottom 6, all the teams at this point in time are from Group A and C who are in play today. So you have to keep this performance up game after game, Husky.
And I think this really puts into perspective how teams like Virtus Pro, for example, right, has had a very weird knockout stage experience so far.
Yeah.
They have the highest highs, but they also have the lowest lows. I guess you could compare them to Fluxo. The only difference being that at least Fluxo has a more even average throughout until the end of the last 3 rounds of yesterday. Another generous flight path,
SGAL Buriham United Esports, Dragon Esports loss, Movie Stars, Onyx, Pain Gaming, Redback, RRQ, Team Falcon, Various Pros, Vision Systems. আচ্ছা এই ম্যাচে বাংলাদেশের টিম নাই।
Brand new addition, the updates on OB49 has most definitely affected the pacing of Virtus Pro, but everybody had to go through the exact same changes. They just need to adapt a tad bit better. We see the very first circle coming on through here, and it looks like we're gonna get the final circle somewhere towards
fight শুরু হয়ে গেছে কিন্তু এখানে আরে ব্রাজিল
Vision System starting off hot up against Onyx, the champions of Southeast Asia.
The moment you say that, Onyx turns it around and gets a couple of bodies for themselves. In fact, almost wiping out the entire bloodline of PSC this game. Thankfully, Vision System, they do have a survivor. Shix already ran away, but that was as close as it could have gotten. Onyx ended up losing 2 bodies as well, but Zyro instantly gets a revive onto 3 or 5 Brigade, 1 a Lumber Mill. Now today, they dropped all 4 and 5 Brigade before splitting up to Lumber Mill. They understood that.
Onyx squad, Onyx squad কিন্তু একজন ডাউন ক্লিয়ার করে ফেলছে। পিএসসি তে 3টা এলিমিনেটেড হয়ে একজন কিন্তু বেঁচে আছে। আরকে 17 নম্বরে, আর এসকে বাংলাদেশি পয়েন্ট কত? পয়েন্ট 42, এলিমিনেশন পয়েন্ট 0।
But of course, the great big question is going to be, do we see Buriram bump into R7? Movistar R7 dangerously close to Marvelworks.
It's a good time to also talk about Kiba's
history.
Previously with Onyx. It was a big part of Onyx. In fact, last year he attended EWC for Free Fire 24 with that squad, and they had a very underwhelming performance. And right now, they're on the other side of the aisle. And in fact, even yesterday, Onyx tried to mess up RQ's momentum for Booyah, and they ended up. It was RQ. It was a Movistar R7 that pulled through. We get a ping with the Arvon that could be courtesy of BRU as they are heading towards Crossroad, but they will run into Movistar R7.
Yep. Now Buriram trying their best to get away here. Movistar R7 definitely in shooting range, and Della is the first player to be found. This is not good for business. Jonah also finding the tags onto Adam, gets the elimination as well. Fighting 2 squads at the same time. Not the best idea here, but Buriram has no choice. Hax runs on in, finds the sniper of Buriram. The rest of them leave him high and dry. They're looking for a Games King, final survivor, double glue wall, looking for the pickup.
Hack needed to confirm Moshi before anything else, but backup of BRU was just too fast. So R7 ends up getting nothing. They might lose Joker. Thankfully, he's able to launch himself away in time. BRU saving Moshi, and they keep the run going. But it bought enough time for Onyx to move away, but that also might just funnel them straight into Virtus Pro.
Great recovery for both Movistar R7 as well as Buriram. Games King going for the pickup instead of finishing off Moshi, and Buriram looking there for the instant pickup just so that they don't have to be on the reset. Moshi gets to keep all of his loot and coins, so neither one of their progress disrupted all that too much. Of course, Movistar losing 2 players to the side of Buriram wasn't all that too fun. And like you said, Onyx playing that recovery, but now Virtus Pro finding fate. Will they get taken down early once again? Riptide Rhythm going far and wide, unfortunately, for Exposing.
বুঝলাম না এই জোনটা
very
কিসের
well. He's taking down the glue walls of pain to keep to discourage them. But his glue wall just now prevented Peter from getting a potential shot in. This could be a big flank. Boonjim and Nameless, they have the right idea. Are they gonna run into pain? No, glue is exposed. He was not ready for that. The glue wall getting popped out. He has to isolate in his hands, but it's instantly broken down. Peter ends up taking diamond somehow, and now VP forced into a bit of a defense mode. Glue wall melters all drop down. VP pushes them forward.
Yeah, fantastic grenade pop here and straight through the glue wall.
ওরে
The M590 looking for Peter as well. Glue wall broken down once again. Peter, no cover for him whatsoever. Boonjim left all alone. M590 for the win, but Virtus Pro.
Oh, eliminated, fast eliminated, grenade elimination.
Pain Esports delivered.
VP কিন্তু already eliminated, guys.
2 rounds in a row. Virtus Pro
Oh.
virtually nothing. They're gonna end this round with
না শুধু
55
VP
points, and that is still quite far away from a qualification into point right. They will have to talk about this. They saw out for Boonjim and nothing changed. Onyx now gets a rematch against BRU right here at the Arsenal. But BRU, they do have someone positioned inside the compound. It's gonna be Jonah, and Adam sees this. But what is Onyx going to do?
Moshi on the flank, looking for Crime. AC-80 in the hands of Crime. He just needs that double shot. Perfectly aimed at Moshi's head to instantly cripple the flanking capability of Buriram. And both teams playing this absolutely safe. Buriram finally going in for the call on that rush, but the glue wall stops their own defense for the side of Onyx, and they have to retreat. Grenade popped out, M79 in play. The grenade finds the tag, and Wasana does not manage to recover. Buriram with only Moshi left in the mix here.
রিভাইভ আছে তো তাই না
Just not possible. And man has to run for his life.
Very, very decisive call from Onyx, and that is going to pay off big
আর একটা eliminated
with BRU. And this is
Buriham
where
eliminated.
I'm gonna stake my allegiance. I'm gonna state my allegiance.
Yeah.
I agree with what one of the panelists said just now. I agree with Gideon. I think, you know, BRU, we all collectively have
তোমার উপরে দেখো তো টাইম কত
this
আছে
is the only
কয় মিনিট
team
হইছে
that
ম্যাচের
every single time they don't show up in a round, we said that they're saving stress.
শুধু 6
But I
ও
disagree. I
আমার
think
তো
at this
7
point it's
মিনিট
fair to
হয়ে
say
গেছে
that BRU teams are catching up to them, right?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think Buriram, at this point of time, it's not that it's, yes, the other teams are catching up, but also the meta has been messing with Buriram for a long, long time. Wasana used to be known as the deadliest hard hitter out there. First, we took his
Top
Trogon away,
players.
then we took his Tatsuya away.
Rasha,
more will we got
Ray.
this boy Wasana?
I don't know, Brazil has won 2 years in a row. It's about time we get something back, right? They were the reason, I hope they were the reason Skylar got back into the meta, and now Holmers is buffed. You know, Intel gatherers have all been buffed.
Yeah.
See Falcons up against RQ. Abe actually took a shot.
ভালো কথা ম্যাচ তো আরেকটা হইতাছে শামিম
Some good engages earlier on, but gonna keep our
আর কে স্যার আরেকটা হইতাছে তো ম্যাচ
They're actually taking down members of RQ.
Yep, finding the first one, but RRQ has got decent enough distance between themselves as well as Falcon.
আর এই স্কের
Tail it out of here. Got to fight up
ম্যাচ
against the
আরেকটা
blue
কই
though.
হইতাছে
Tanking damage from
Falco.
the second circle isn't going to hurt that too much.
Huh?
So RRQ not really playing big risk gameplay here. Just needs to go for that long rotation.
আর এই স্কে কোন জায়গা ওদের এলিমিনেটেড একটা দেখলাম
R7 might just bump into them, so we'll have to catch up with that action in a little bit.
এই ম্যাচে কি আর রিস্ক আছে
On the bike, making a lot of noise, but thankfully nobody around them to find the Punisher with the snipes.
Funny enough, there is a UAV hovering.
এই
on
তো
top of them,
কইতাছি
and we saw
কিন্তু ওরা এলিমিনেটেড করছে একটারে
loot drop as well, an airdrop. They are going to be right smack in the middle of two teams, Dragon Esports, Vision Systems. Well, make that 3 teams because AG, AL are around the corner. That is a big shot from the AWM Zyro, making his presence known. Pain Gaming in the far horizon, but I think Onyx are also in a very safe spot. If they go down southwards to get to the circle, they are going to eventually run into Pain Gaming, with the exception that I think Pain Gaming, they do have a bit of elevation to work with.
Consistency out of Brazil has been phenomenal thus far. Pain Gaming just one of those top performers, one booyah in the bag, and they don't look like they're about to slow down. 87 points in total in their pockets.
আজকে ভালো খেলতে হবে আজকে যদি শোনো শামিম
To pick up points.
ওরা যদি ভালো খেলে না
One of those.
তাইলে মনে করো 12 এর মধ্যে ঢুকে যাওয়া যায়
See them hitting those
সম্ভব।
high numbers on eliminations, whether or not they find that final circle.
It's been the filmatic this game for RRQ. 4 revives and counting. So RRQ, they even though have the full squad full squad still
Yeah.
in the game. They have been getting picked off left, right,
Pain.
and center. Pain Gaming makes that rotation. Onyx most likely will end up dodging them and having elevation once they get to where Pain Gaming are. There is a choice that Pain
Agile
Gaming
রয়েছে আর
take the
এসকে
zip line down to the next location, close to a vending machine, but far away enough from the rest of the teams.
This next circle is going to be crucial. Teams
দেখো তো
all
এখানে
spread
দেখা
out.
যায় নাকি ও আছে আছে যে ব্লেড আছে দেখতেছি
West side thus
শুধু ব্লেড
far.
আছে ফ্লিক ওই যে ফ্লিকা দেখো জোনের মধ্যে দেখা যাইতাছে ফ্লিকা আর ওই পাশে কে আছে
But
কুট্টুস
the potential of moving just towards
আর
the
কেস
outside
ভিতরে
is
ঢুকছে
Australia here. Pain Gaming
ব্লেড ভিতরে ঢুকছে
Onyx, whether they like it
ব্রাজিলার
or
পাশ
not,
দিয়া দেখো
just on the
ওদের
outskirts
সামনে
of
কেউ তো
the
নাই
circle
আপাতত
finds
আশেপাশে
AGAL
কেউ নাই
as well as Dragon. Vision system in there.
ওদের একটা মনে হয় ডাউন হইছে মেবি দেখি তো আর কে না ওদের তো ফুলই আছে ফুল আছে ফুল লোড
They could play spoilers, right? Like what AGAL
এই ম্যাচটা ভালো করে খেলতে হবে
Alpha 34 did yesterday. The early encounter between RRQ
Hmm.
and Lost, where we saw on the feed itself, Lost getting
ওরে
2
দুইটা
kills
ডাউন
in a row,
ওরে সেরা
dealing some critical damage
Kiba
to
down.
RRQ at this stage of the game. Again, they got the full revive, but at this point we
সাপ
are
হয়ে গেছে হ্যাঁ?
more than 10 minutes in. Falcons now arrive, and Kiba, he's not even ready for this.
ও
3 people shot him back behind him.
ফ্যালকন আসলে দেখছো যে কিমটা কি অবস্থা
Had P90 in hand, just
Falcon-এর
two
team.
balls, refused to use it. Could have used it.
আর কেসের সাথে বাইতে গেছে আর এইসকের সাথে বাজছে
Des, can you go
বাংলাদেশ
one of the most lethal Brazilian squads out there? Glue wall melters all laid out, but Flicker, the flank just not working. Riptide rhythm breaks.
ফ্লিকার যাও না মানে ওয়েবাউজি কি হয়ে যায়
The long flank around the right hand side, down towards the lower ground. Red Hawks pulling a very quick trick here as they fake a lower ground rotation, but they stay up towards the top. Lost not falling for that.
Jig is up though. Paone sees Flicker. He knows
ও
what
ক্যান
Flicker
ডু
will
ইট
do.
ফ্লিকার
He starts
ফ্লিকার
out
তো
with the
স্নাইপার পাইছে হ্যাঁ
to force Flicker deeper into the battle. They want Red Hawks to fight honest, not dirty from long range, and that's where Lost thrives the most. Rigby, Raja mentioned multiple times.
জোনের
RG
মধ্যে
Russia
পড়ছে।
of Brazil, if they can funnel Red Hawks into
উপরে লস তো ব্রাজিলিয়ান না
Lost, Nando Nai got a top ground cover and Lost in an advantageous spot.
Yeah, Kutush. Fingers crossed he's got that.
একটা ডাউন করছে কিল কনফার্ম করছে
Taken out of the equation. Great play by Blade. But now here comes the reversal as well.
Kutush down.
Wow, fine Kutush. Blade down on the ground as well.
দুইটা ডাউন তিনটা ডাউন শেট
And Red Hawks
Eliminated.
in the hands of Lost.
শেট यार
What they wanted to achieve. In the meantime, even off screens, we see Duels just got knocked by Vision System.
লসের সাথে পড়ছিল না
A bit of
Brazilian
for that.
টিম
One member being eliminated out of the equation, but small price to pay. Peter getting literally ran down and charged right through. On fire now, tries to redeem it. Joker actually getting tagged from behind. Limits finding Della as movie star R7 takes the wrap of Falcon.
Yeah, without Della, question is how can they play this game of survival? Games kick back in a way, the fourth player down, and Hack has no choice, and a double snipe by Limit will put them in the back on fire with the support gameplay as well. AGAL making their approach here. And Falcons need to play the scaffold. Do they play the circle or do they go hunting for the players of AGAL? Either way, RRQ lies awaiting them inside the next circle.
And Falcon
ফ্যালকনের এটা কে লিমিট না
freeze up their rotational
লিমিট
path.
পিটাইতাছে
Now they're gonna
ফ্যালকনের একটা নাই
instantly punish. Andrex is the one that spoils the party. And Abai just stay still.
ফ্যালকনের দুইটা এলিমিনেটেড হয়ে গেছে
Because Vision System are making their presence known. Falcons distracted. Andrex once more with a second collection.
লসের লাস্ট প্লেয়ার লস এলিমিনেটেড লস এলিমিনেটেড ফ্যালকনের লাস্ট প্লেয়ার
Just needs to wait.
I said Vision System needs a miracle. You said Vision System
Agile কিন্তু চারটাই ওদের Agile, তারপর হচ্ছে ড্রাগ
to avoid that circle though, flying straight in towards Dragons Esports. We need to catch up with Dragons
ড্রাগনের তো
because they are
চারটাই
getting zapped into
বাইসে
trouble
আছে
here. Lost on the other hand. They don't have the
লসের
numbers,
2
and RRQ surprisingly
এই লসের 2 এলিমিনেটেড ছিল না লস
That was pretty funny.
বুঝলো কেমনে
Did a 360 and saw him and
Oh.
just blew him up.
একটা ডাউন লসের
Now against Lost. Rigby actually getting gunned down. This is not panning out the way that Lost wants.
Onyx.
Elimination. The blue wall goes down. Vision System.
লস শেষ
Out late but not too late. Lost is out.
I don't know if it is not too late, but it looks like they are wrecking some of the opportunities for the big squads here. Dragons now looking for vision.
What a fight.
And they had the vision to strike early, but the solid blue walls erected to trap them in the container. They back away. Vision system though. Tossing in those grenades is going to be crucial at this point. Dragons will pull up their own blue wall to avoid the damage.
This is going to be a heck of a confrontation. I don't think we've seen these two teams duke it out 4v4 until this point. Now, obviously, Vision System have more eliminations, and for Dragons, they need to start catching up. A bit of chip damage being dealt down. Jota actually moving forward, trying to progress. But for Dragon Esports, those blue walls, they're going to melt in an instant. The bombardment commences. Shakes once more, gets a good snipe, and Dragon Esports trapped in their own building as Vision System cleans up house. There's an extra 4.
Falcon eliminated.
13 for VSC.
What a miracle Vision system!
Why?
Now full recovery for them. Shakes has got the Superman on him. Backs away, but AGAL knows exactly what's up. Tossing in all of those blue wall melted, making sure those defenses do not stand erected for long. And you, with the snipe from afar, he's not the guy who gets the connection. It is Tinoy, side
Hi, hi. Egal niye nilo, Egal winner.
They want more. Flirting with the blue, and Shakes makes the wrong decision. But either way,
Oh, shera, shera.
AGAL puts an end to it and pulls a booyah in the bag.
And AGL needed a win. Sooner or later, this was also a
Wow,
team
wow,
that
what a
put
match.
tribulation on the international stage. A few years ago,
Match
Joe
কয়টা
at the
আজকে?
height of his career, finishing
পাঁচটা।
top 4 in FFWS 2022 in Bangkok,
চললো,
Thailand.
সমস্যা কি?
Then he has not been able to return to that prime form, whether it's an individual struggle or a team synergy problem. AGAL right now is his best chance, and with this booyah, they are going to remind everyone that they have been contenders all along.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, what a great play from the teams that desperately needed the points, right? 3 out of 4 teams in that final circle are currently sitting in the bottom 6, and Vision System with a stand-up performance. Unbelievable stuff. We have never seen them in that mode. I guess desperation sometimes brings the best out of you.
Not only that, when we
না,
finished
বাংলাদেশের
match
ইয়াটা একটু বেশি ইয়া ছিল, দরকার ছিল আর একটু ভালো করা।
system, they gathered everyone around and
একটা
gave
বইয়া তো
them-
দরকার।
Maybe that was the boost that Vision System
বন্ধকে
needed
দিছো
to
শামীম?
get close to the top 3. A booyah
আমি
would
বন্ধকে
have been
দিতেছি।
great,
হুর।
but